Alrighty, Lumberjacks, welcome back to another Logging from Scratch episode. Last time we were playing, we had just cleaned up part of this pile, and we backed the truck up. It's all ready to rock. We were gonna start loading, but we need some more wood, so I think it's time to get our old processor out and rolling and clean up some of this beautiful, maybe not beautiful, but some of this wood that we have here. So we're gonna kind of go through that. This guy's got the head on it here, but I'm going to disconnect it because I actually like processing without it on and then using it to clean up after. What you can do as well is if you don't want to connect it to the processor, you can just throw it on the cat or on another machine, and then you can kind of work with it that way too. Alright, so what we're going to do, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the thick, nice pieces back at the back, and I'm going to keep the ugly, tiny little bits at the front. So I'm going to push this pile back a little if I can reach that far. Probably would never actually want to do this with a real processor head because you'd probably bend the shit out of it. You don't want that. Okay. Let's slide this. Oops. Let's just use our tongs here. Wink. Also, I doubt the hydraulics on the tongs are good enough to slide these. At least on real ground. Maybe on this KY jelly ground it works, but there we go. Alright, just kind of find a nice squeezy spot here. And what am I control? I'm set to 13.6 right now for size. I think I found 14s to work, so I'm going to go 14.2 is going to be our new chop size here. Ugh, that's an ugly end. Let's do our trick here. Oops, this helps we turn it on there. There we go. Get rid of those ugly ends. So that's a nice big piece. So we're going to process that kind of more to this side. And then the ugly tops we're going to let go up here. And that's where all the ugly tops will live. In ugly top land. This is ugly top too. Yeah, I got varying sizes here of tops. So that's good. Get some variety happening. Nice big piece here. Trying to keep a slightly clear line between the big stuff and the little stuff, so I don't really want them intertangling too much. I mean, it's not hard to sort it out, it's just me being OCD wanting to keep it a little bit nicer. So let's go this way a bit. I kind of want to process right into my deck here, so there we go. Our pile's kind of back a little. We're not going to try to move it. I was going to try to shift it, but it's probably not going to go. I had some people asking why I cut so high up on some of the trees. Oops. Oh, my goodness. Here, hold on. I was going to describe to you what I was doing, and then I thought about it. And while I was thinking, I spun the head. So let's correct our screw up here. This one can just live right here. Perfect. So, let me explain. Sometimes, why do I cut up high? So, this piece is a good example. People are asking, why do I take so much meat off the end? So, that end looks really nice, doesn't it? Why would I cut that off? But, if you look, you see how the piece of wood's kind of deformed? It gets twisted when the buncher hits it. Now, look at this side. Ew, right? But, you wouldn't know that looking at the log because when it's laying on the ground, it looks like that. But what I noticed, you see how it's got the fatter end and it kind of tapers down? So let's get a little closer view here. So its fat end looks beautiful, but then see how it tapers? It goes fat, skinny, 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 skinnier, and then you see these little twisty grid lines in it. Now, I love that the buncher twists the tree. I know a lot of people hate that, but I love it because you know what it does? Is it adds variety when you're processing. Now you have to actually, well, you don't have to, but it gives you an option now to cut out the parts of the tree that are deformed. And it doesn't happen on every tree, which makes it even more fun because it's almost like a random occurrence. So now, like, these trees are beautiful. You're not going to have to do anything to those, anyone to those. This one looks good. This one, you'll have to snip the end a little bit. It's a little bit of deformity there, but not bad. Yeah, but all these other ones are great. But because of that buncher hit that one this weird way, it gave it this twist and screwed it up. So that's why I cut high up on some of these trees, because I can see that deformity from inside the cab when I'm looking down on it. And I go, ew, I don't want that in my load. It doesn't necessarily hurt anything. It's just me personally. It just makes me want to clean it up. So that's kind of why you'll see me once in a while. I'll cut super high up, but usually I'll try to get as close to the end as possible, and that works as well. So let's just throw this one over here. And then sometimes I'm lazy and I'm not aiming very well, and I cut off a bigger chunk. So, oops. So for instance, if I pick this one up here, I know I'm going to get a big chunk snipped off the end. Well, decent sized chunk, but that doesn't necessarily screw up the load so much, so I'm not too worried about it. Now if you're cutting, like, you know, if you go for a grab and you're like cutting back here, you know, and you've cut off that much of the tree, that's a big chunk of the tree that's missing. But if you're within, you know, a foot, I would say even a foot on the front for a grab, you're doing all right. Wouldn't say you're too concerned. Now, real life's a little bit of a different story, but in real life, you can actually run the tree forward and backward in your rollers, so that makes life a lot different. In this game, if I pick up a tree, so like in real life, if you were to go pick up a tree and like, oops, you know, I wouldn't do that. If you in real life, if you go pick up a tree in your rollers, oops, geez, I can't even do this while I'm talking. So if you were to go pick up this tree in your rollers and you notice that your length is off, like you're way back there, you could just push a button, and what would happen is it would go zoom, 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 and it would run up to the end, and then you could just do a snip at the end. But unfortunately, this game doesn't have that ability. So you got to make snips wherever you can, and that's just to get the tree started, so you have a clean cut point. So yeah, anybody who is wondering that, that's why I do that, just so you know. See, then sometimes it slips, you got to find the edge. Closer to the end, the better, but when you're trying to do production cutting in this game and you want to move fast, you're not really worried about the little bits. And the value that you're cutting off of the tree in this game, like cutting that chunk off or even slightly bigger, you're not losing a lot of value off of your load. Like, you know, that might be like $4 or something. So I don't really, not too concerned with it. Actually, I doubt that would be $4. Maybe $4. This one would probably be like $25, maybe, not even. Depends. This game is really weird the way they calculate that stuff. So there you go. But if you were really desperate and you really wanted to keep production 100% and not lose a dime the whole time, you could get a trailer or a pickup truck or something and come up here and load it up with all the little bits and pieces that you leave behind and bring them down to the mill and sell them and get all that money back that you lost. So I just don't really care. Because if you've ever seen real life logging, the the piles they leave behind from those processors from rot and stuff, it's absolutely insane. But it's just wood that the mill won't accept, so there's no point to try to keep it. Let's back up here. Actually, why am I bringing this forward? So yeah, hopefully that answers some processor questions. If you had any, see, there's another example. It just does have an ugly cut there. So I'll run it ahead just a little bit, and then just snip that piece off. So like I said, the front looks really good, looks good, and then it just turns ugly somewhere in the middle. It's got a little twist to it. So yeah, just so you're aware. Here, I want to get a picture for my thumbnail. I have so many pictures of this thing working, it's just crazy. I wonder how many thumbnails I have that are almost like literally identical because of what I'm doing. Oops. How does that happen? How is it whipping like that? Is there something back there it's catching on? Could be catching on the other pile of trees. I actually never thought of that. Bingo. Let's see, how's this one looking? See, that one's a good piece. Nice. Uniform. No issues. I think we got another tree came with us here. There we go. Clean as a whistle. What whistle? Let's grab this one. So yeah, processing can be anything you want them. In real life, obviously, it's different. I try not to compare it to real life, obviously, in this game. But in this game, you can make it whatever you want. You know, you can sort it by species, by size, by, you know, pull out the defects. You can be as detailed of a processor operator as you want. For me personally, I try to make it as interesting as possible. I try to challenge myself. You can find different ways to pile it, different ways to put it. Try to keep your piles as straight as possible. That's always a good challenge for yourself. Or if you don't really care, just zap it all off in a pile of pickup sticks. Who cares, right? There's no right or wrong way to do anything in this game. You just do it however you want to do it. There's definitely better ways to get more production if you're trying to get more trees out or more money. But ultimately, as long as you get the log to the mill, who cares how you did it? You can sit there at the mill with a yarder for all I care and pull it all right to the mill. Well, you guys don't have the yarder yet, so maybe you'll have to wait for that part, but it's coming very soon. The results of that sucker are fantastic. It's turned out to be quite the product, that one. Okay, so now we got that cleaned up. So what we can do is go grab our little snipper whipper dipper here. Let's do it all in first person. See if I can hook onto this thing in first person. See if I'm qualified enough. I should be right about there. Oh, ooh, I was a little ways away. Made it fly. Okay, so turn it on. We don't want to run into that pile. That's a good pile. And lower it. Oh, that's what I was hitting. It looks like there's a stump out there. That's kind of what it looks like. Actually, by the time you guys see this video, you'll have this grinder. Hopefully you guys are liking it. Yeah, this stump. How did I not see that? No wonder I was getting so many issues. That was the problem right there. Let's just clear all these little bits and pieces in here. Take out the stump. There we go. That's better. Okay, raise it up. Now, I'm going to put this kind of at a weird spot, like right here. It'll stay there. Nice. That way I'll have room I can drag the loads through if I need to. So let's park this guy up here out of the way too. Because what we're going to have to do is, when we're skidding, we'll have to bring it up here. How does my table keep moving? Here we go. I have this table in front of my desk. Oh, I was going to record a walkthrough video of my desk one day too. I should probably do that. Because a whole bunch of people are asking what kind of chair I use now. Which is a different chair than what I used to have. Okay, so we still have some time here. So how about we skid some loads up now that we've cleaned that all out. I also went through and well, I don't know if the update has come out yet. That's why I always laugh when I do mod updates, and then I'm like, when's this video going to come out? And I wonder if I'll have it updated by then. Basically, what I went through and did was color matched all the equipment to be identical. So me not paying attention, I never really realized it, but I was setting the color codes slightly different. So all the Caterpillar equipment, the color codes are identical now. All of the John Deere equipment, the color codes are identical. So actually, if we look at this guy, it probably looks a little bit of a lighter green than it used to. Yeah, so it's a little bit lighter. Well, this side's got a lot of light on it, but it's still the John Deere kind of color, but it's a little bit lighter looking compared to the other versions. God, I hate that reflection. Isn't that the worst? That stupid Giants frickin' cellophane color look. But unfortunately, like, to have all those little speckles and nice details without baking a model, it's the only way to make it look nice is to put that shader on there. But then you get like weird lighting that looks like this. Kind of drives me nuts. Wish there was a way to turn the reflection off entirely. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, anyway, I went and color coded all of the machines. So they're all this guy's a little bit more yellow. It looks a little bit more of a cat yellow. Same with all the other Caterpillars. I did the same thing. Like the processor and the upcoming skidder. There we go. That looks pretty alright. Let's turn this on. Oh, there we go. I was like, what am I doing wrong here? And let's just boom, drop it right. We'll use the grass line as our stop point. Nice little piles, though. Should be really good. It's good to get these kind of cleaned out of here. Oh, actually, let's maybe get this one down here first. Heck no, I ain't walking all the way down there. I can winch it up to me. Is that all that's down there? Is just these ones? I totally thought we had way more down here. Maybe there was, and they slid away or something. That's possible. God bless that 50K to modding for getting this winch. This is just the coolest thing. Now I just need somebody to make a get that helicopter script working. Then I can bring out the old Sarowski, or however you say it, that forestry helicopter. I'm not gonna lie, that thing was so much fun. It actually made me the most lazy logger in the world by the end of 17, though. Oops. I'll just straighten that out with our blade. Yeah, I became literally so lazy because I would just basically use that to do everything. Oh, do I have to lower this? There we go. Beauty. Oops. There we go. Perfect. Let's go down and grab one more. And I think it's going to be... Well, actually, you know what? We could probably pull these two together because these loads are so close. So let's go like this. And then hopefully we can just zip this one over here. Oops, let's aim for the middle. Just a little bit in the middle there. And grab that one. Now what I would like it to do is pull it over to this pile. Close enough. And we'll hook onto all of these. Yeah. Oh, is there one more? Oh, it's two more. Beauty. Might not be as perfectly straight pile, but should go. And... Oops. Oh! No, I hooked it with my blade. Can't always be perfect, eh? Po buddy's nerfect. Now I have to go back and correct that. I can't believe my blade caught that. It was so high. Apparently it just was not high enough. This one's just being a weirdo, so let's give it a little bump here and see if it straightens out. There we go. Excellent. And I want to kind of push these a little bit. Push this one a little bit. And then we're going to do one of these kind of... Oh, those trees are so teeny weeny. Teeny weeny trees. Just kind of push this guy right in there. That looks good. And then go on the outside. Just give it a little tap here. Make sure all the trees are kind of on the straight and narrow. Excellent. That's what I'm talking about right there. And all the ends are... May not be perfect, but they're close enough for processing anyway. Okay, I'm going to go park this guy up on this hill here. And we will just leave him here. Probably when we come back in the next one. Oops. We'll just let you teeter there, buddy. Come back in the next one. We should probably keep bunching. Since we've corrected the buncher head now, since the last time we were playing where it was getting stuck everywhere. And keep hacking our way across the hill here. I think that's the goal. Kind of clean up in here. I don't really know what the plan is for that. I'll just kind of work it as we go. But yeah, anyway, if you guys liked the video, leave a like, leave a comment. Do not forget to subscribe. And if you're in the bush, don't forget to hug a tree. All right, guys, we'll catch you in the next one. See ya.